Welcome, dear viewers. In this clip, we will talk about the great philosopher Socrates, and some of his famous wisdom. Previous generations learned from his wisdom, and current and future generations will learn from his wisdom. Socrates. Socrates, often hailed as the father of Western philosophy, remains a pivotal figure in the landscape of ethical thought and inquiry. Living in Athens during the 5th century BCE, his contributions to philosophy were largely disseminated through the dialogues of his student Plato, as Socrates himself left no written works. Known for his Socratic method, a form of cooperative argumentative dialogue that stimulates critical thinking, he challenged the status quo and encouraged individuals to question their own beliefs and assumptions. This essay will explore Socrates' profound influence on philosophy, ethics, and education, highlighting his dedication to seeking truth and understanding the human condition. His legacy, encapsulated in a rich tapestry of thought-provoking sayings, continues to inspire and provoke contemplation in contemporary discourse. Here are some notable quotes attributed to Socrates. "The unexamined life is not worth living. I know that I am intelligent, because I know that I know nothing. To find yourself, think for yourself. Wisdom begins in wonder. There is only one good, knowledge, and one evil, ignorance. Be as you wish to seem. An honest man is always a child. The greatest way to live with honor in this world is to be what we pretend to be. He is richest who is content with the least. The only true wisdom is in knowing you know nothing. Education is the kindling of a flame, not the filling of a vessel. Strong minds discuss ideas, average minds discuss events, weak minds discuss people. Know thyself. Let him that would move the world first, move himself. The mind is everything. What you think, you become. I cannot teach anybody anything. I can only make them think. There is no greater evil than the lack of knowledge. The secret of happiness is not found in seeking more, but in developing the capacity to enjoy less. Wealth is not his that has it, but his that enjoys it. No man should bring children into the world who is unwilling to put up with them. He who is not a good servant will not be a good master. It is not living that matters, but living rightly. Beware the barrenness of a busy life. Regard your soldiers as your children, and they will follow you into the deepest valleys. The greatest blessing granted to mankind comes by way of madness, which is a divine gift. Men are disturbed not by things, but by the view which they take of them. Cunning is the art of concealing our own defects. Love is a serious mental disease. When the debate is lost, slander becomes the tool of the losers. To know what is right, and not to do it is the worst cowardice. A good decision is based on knowledge, and not on numbers. You should not honor men more than truth. There is no possession more valuable than a good friend. The unexamined life is not worth living. One man cannot practice many arts with success. The true wisdom is knowing what you do not know. We cannot live better than in seeking to become better. Only the madman is sure that he is sane. He who commits injustice is ever made more wretched than he who suffers it. In every conversation, we are either learning or teaching. As for me, all I know is that I know nothing. Death may be the greatest of all human blessings. To do is to be. To be is to do. To think is to be. The measure of a man is what he does with power. He who knows how to think will always be free. The greatest victories are those which require no battle. I am not an Athenian or a Greek, but a citizen of the world. The hour of departure has arrived, and we go our separate ways, I to die, and you to live. It is not enough to win a war, it is more important to organize the peace. We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. Slanderers are not always the ones who are guilty. He who is afraid of suffering is already suffering from what he fears. To be good and to do good is all we have to do. There is no greater evil than ignorance. The beginning of wisdom is the definition of terms. A man should not be ashamed to admit that he is wrong. The greatest way to learn is to teach. He who would be a leader must be a servant. Do not be angry with me, if I speak the truth. A wise man will desire no more than what he may get justly. The ideal man bears the accidents of life with dignity and grace. The first key to greatness is to be in reality what we appear to be. He who is not prepared to die is not prepared to live. A life without experience is not a life at all. The one thing that is worse than being wrong is being right and not having it matter. Life contains but two tragedies. One is not getting your heart's desire, the other is getting it. Our prayers should be for blessings in general, for God knows best what is good for us. There is no easy way to become great. Success is dependent on effort. He who is angry with you is not necessarily your enemy. He who has the greatest love is the greatest. It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more, that is poor. Wealth is not a bad thing, the misuse of it is. If you want to be rich, do not add to your money, but subtract from your desire. What I do not know, I do not know. The best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others. Education is the best provision for old age. What you get by achieving your goals is not as important as what you become by achieving your goals. A friend is one soul in two bodies. The only way to do great work is to love what you do. Happiness is the highest good. The greatest wealth is to live content with little. The measure of a man is what he does with power. To err is human, to forgive, divine. Evil is simply ignorance. The soul is immortal and imperishable. Life is about making choices. Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. A man's character is his fate. The real voyage of discovery consists not in seeking new landscapes, but in having new eyes. A wise man is not governed by his desires. No great thing is created suddenly. A single conversation across the table with a wise man is worth a month's study of books. In every act of kindness, there is a lesson to be learned. The greatest glory in living lies not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall. The only limit to our realization of tomorrow will be our doubts of today. Change is the only constant in life. These sayings encapsulate Socratic wisdom and provide a glimpse into his philosophical inquiries, emphasizing the importance of self-reflection, ethical living, and the pursuit of knowledge. If you like the video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and press the like button, and the bell button, to receive all that is new. Thank you.